Yo, what up? What up? Good morning, GMGM. Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler. Ooh, look at that red logo. Tyler, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Actually, better in the last 30 minutes or so. Woke up. Everything looks pretty bad, pretty bleak. All the coins are down, but we seem to be rebounding.
Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe we shake out of this funk. But you and I were just chatting. It doesn't feel like we're going to see much progress until we have a little bit more resolution.
Yeah. Is that a Sims? Is that a leak? Sorry, I just saw something. I just saw something. I like the REKT logo at the bottom left too. That's new. I love that. Love that. You guys had the same yesterday, right? Underexposed or coming next week?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going up. Sign up. All right. Okay. We got a lot. Okay. We got a lot of new stuff. We're changing a lot of things, leaderboards, all that good stuff. So we got a lot to talk about today. Definitely, especially on the Myriad side, etc. So anyways, today on the show, today, let me mute this phone. There we go. Today on the show, we got market report. Obviously, a lot going on there. Trump just spoke on Iran and stuff, so I'm guessing we have a few headlines that just came out in the last few minutes. We got, what do we at? We got Tyler's top 100. I'm sure we got a few headlines to cover. I mean, there's a headline that he really wants to cover. Like, there's something Tyler really wants to talk to you guys about today. Okay, everybody, it's gonna make for a great clip. So I cannot wait to get that part of the show. He's been prepping in front of a mirror all morning long. Let me tell you that. But something he really wants to cover today. And then the YEET giveaways. This time, rafflebot.xyz no longer exists. So you'll go to Yeeterboards, YEETER boards.com, yeeterboards.com, and you add YEET username into your Kick profile and make sure to sign up for YEET using the FOMO Hour affiliate link code. And that you have a public profile and that you've spent some money on there, and then you'll be able to enter to win some money. So make sure that you do that. We're live on Kick, as we will be for the rest of times. And then as usual, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is a connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto as recognizable as Visa at checkout. God, my throat is inflamed still. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. But also, Kraken Pro. I need to lean into my stomach voice. Kraken Pro gives active traders exactly what they need: deep liquidity, full customization, and 350 plus trading pairs. Building your own layout with drag and drop modules and trade seamlessly across desktop or mobile. Go to pro.kraken.com and trade without trade-offs. Tyler, I'm going to go straight to you today and let us know what's going on.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler T on FOMO Hour calls the kid can't miss.
Yeah, folks, crypto majors were red again this morning amidst war concerns and ahead of this afternoon's FOMC meeting, but it looks like we're rallying right now. So Bitcoin back at 104.9 after going sub 104 just an hour or so ago. We got ETH at 25.25, now down 1% on the day. Solana down 3.5% at 146. So Sol is lagging. That much is clear. It was a big day of headlines, especially for macro crypto. So we had Coinbase requesting SEC approval to enable tokenized stock trading. We had the Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, pass the Senate, now on to the House. We had Scott Bessent come out and call stablecoins a $3.7 trillion market by the end of the decade. So he's doing his part to plug stables. Two big pieces of news out of JP Morgan. They're launching JPMD as a USD deposit token for institutional clients on Base. And they met with the crypto task force yesterday to discuss the impact of bringing existing capital markets on chain. So the movement on chain clearly is accelerating from TradFi. Some news out of BBVA, one of the biggest banks in Spain. They've been advising their private banking clients to allocate 3 to 7% to crypto. since September 2024. That's one of the higher percentages I've seen. So I thought that was notable. The corporate treasury news hype is the big one of the day. So Inovia yesterday announced a $15 million pipe agreement to acquire hype tokens. And then breaking right before this show, what was the name of this one? Give me a sec while I pull it up. LGHL secured a $600 million facility to launch a HyperLiquid hype treasury. So that's the biggest one to date for hype. Now 3 in the last week. So the corporate treasuries continue to accelerate. We saw an Israel hacker group hack the Iranian exchange Novitex for $81.7 million earlier this morning. They burned the proceeds, and then they promised to release the full source code shortly. So anyone who has funds on there, I think you want to try to get those off ASAP. And then another piece of breaking news ahead of the show, BlackRock's BIDL token is now going to be accepted as collateral at crypto exchanges like Crypto.com and Deribit, meaning folks will be able to put that capital to work. So a lot of big macro news. Going downstream a little bit, token airdrop protocol news, Kraken's Inc. L2, arguably the biggest news here out of protocols, is set to airdrop its Inc. token, debuting on Aave as part of its liquidity protocol use case. So that's going to be a big one. We had Gradient raise $10 million to help build decentralized AI infrastructure. Then Ubix also raised $10 million to deliver stablecoin clearing and settlement network. So a couple raises there. Rounding this out, the AI market cap fell 5%, 8.8 billion. Most of those leaders were red. Meme coin leaders are also down about 2 to 3% across the board. Some notable news from yesterday. Pause was the most hyped Solana meme launch from the WIF deployer that we've seen in some time. It launched on Vertigo via Bullpen, ran immediately to 140 million FTV. I think closer to 50 million FTV here this morning. Rasmer launched a stream coin with his own name, Rasmer, which ran past 15 million at peak. I think it was just below 10 this morning. And then Bonkai's right, useless.
Crazy.
Up another 30% over 100 million. And it was featured by CoinDesk yesterday. So that was the highlights in the memes. NFTs, couple headlines. Tyler Hobbs sold out his Day Gardens collection for 325 ETH. And then Die With Most Likes, his Gristle buddies, they minted out 0.069 ETH, 0.5 ETH floor this morning. So a quick 7x for minters. They're feeling good this morning.
Damn. That's there's definitely a lot going on today in the world. I mean, where do we start? Let's start maybe quickly about the market. They're probably going to cover it a little more depth than us in on REKT Radio right after in a couple of hours, especially because it's right before FOMC, right? With Jerome Powell, and we're seeing Trump come at too late Powell again on the timeline, asking for 2.5 points. I'm good with that. Personally speaking, I hope they cut 2.5 points. But Tyler, let's see what we're at on the market side.
Yeah, let's take a look. I mean, the CME rate futures are showing us a 99.9% chance of no cuts. So I think it's very, very unlikely we are going to get a cut from Powell today. I think what perhaps is more interesting is it does look like the Fed is changing the amount of capital that banks have to hold. It's one of their key indices. I don't have the details in front of me, but that is something to look out for in that meeting here this afternoon. If Mando joins, maybe he'll have more details on that. So I'm not expecting a whole lot. I think what's also notable, people should be aware that tomorrow is Juneteenth, so markets are going to be closed tomorrow, stock markets in the U.S., which means
Just
FOMC
tomorrow?
just tomorrow. So FOMC is going to come out. There's going to be like 1 hour to trade the debrief, and then markets are going to be closed till Friday morning. So not sure exactly what that means for crypto. Kind of feels like probably more chop zone for the next day and a half, and of course, pending what everything with Israel and Iran. But Bitcoin, it's back above your line,
Dude.
Right? Kind of hovering on the line
Again, right there, dude. You know, for those of you, we mention the line every day. I'm just using this. I see a few traders online. Back then, they used this like Darth Maul candle, which was back in December 5th, 2024 as the range. And it's kind of been that range, 90K to 104K. except for the 30-day, 60-day period where it broke down. But see, it did attempt to break it out a few times. And then when it finally did, it never really came back down from that range and just marched up to 104 and stayed there. We're now 41 days in. We'll see, man. I mean, you always look. I'm not a macro expert when we talk markets here, but Mando's not here. What we always talk about is there's always like de-risking ahead of FOMC. But what can we expect? Like Trump is fighting him right now, saying he would do a better job than him on the timeline, which is hilarious. And we know that Trump and him don't get along, right? Like it's not really working out. And so I doubt we're gonna get a rate cut now. It will be a surprise rate cut, that's for sure. So we just have to wait, right?
I think so. I mean, right now the CME futures are showing 56% chance of a cut in September's meeting, and only a 15% chance for July. So it looks like we're still 3 months out from getting any meaningful cuts, and that kind of feels directionally right. Like there's just so much uncertainty right now. Like if you're in Powell's shoes, the tariff situation is not resolved. We're making progress.
There's a fucking war.
There's a war which is going to impact oil prices. We're seeing oil fluctuate with some pretty decent volatility on a daily basis right now.
Yeah,
which is a big impact on inflation. So he's in a tough spot, and stocks are at all-time high for the most part. So why is he in a race to cut?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get one anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, YEET has really been chopping here like steadily, eh?
It really has.
That's it.
That's a tight little range.
That's interesting.
Some might say coiling.
I think so too. 40 days as well. So it's the exact same range as Bitcoin. It's the same range.
Man, 40 days already. So are the sell and May and go away guys going to be right? So joy for June.
We can't have that. Like we can't have the sell and May going away. People be right. Like I just can't have that.
It's my nightmare.
Yeah. See, Sol has been kind of the range is not great. It's a bigger range, of course, but that's the 40-day, so it's very similar. Yeah, I can't stop but think where we'd be without this situation in the Middle East. I mean, we were close to a deal, and you had China and stuff, and everything just turbo escalated there. So it's not great for the markets, that's for sure. Anyways, I think it's enough markets. We just have to wait for Powell and all that stuff to go through. What else we got?
Yeah, we talked the Genius Act. So that was a big headline from yesterday. I think there's been a lot of eyes on this. And I think there's been a lot of directing towards the Circle trade tied to the Genius Act potentially passing. Circle up another 8% today. It's back over 160 after the Genius Act did pass the Senate. Though I was reading Eleanor Terrett's post this morning, and she's cautioning that this Senate passing does not mean that this bill is going to pass the House. And the reason for that is there's also the market structure bill, this Clarity Act that's in the House. There's a different version of that market structure bill in the Senate. And there is a cohort in the House who wants to combine the two bills because they don't think that both of them are going to pass in the time frame that Trump has mandated, and that they would have a better chance of effectively combining the bills. But that's something that's going to take some time. And that means the Genius Act in its current state may not pass or may get some pushback here. So not necessarily clear sailing just because it did pass the Senate yesterday, though that was still a big milestone. So we'll see. That is the latest update. So I don't know if we have a timeline on when this is going to start to be discussed more seriously in the House here. I'll try to dig that up, but that is a big one. And then the other aspect, it was just a big day for stables overall. So we had the Genius Act pass.
Stable super cycle.
Stablecoin super cycle is real. USDC to 5. JP Morgan launched their pilot for their deposit token. Feels like a stable coin for their institutional clients. It's going to be on Base. So big win for Base and for the EVM.
Huge. Yeah.
And then Scott Besson's comments, arguably the most bullish aspect for the stablecoin crowd of all, when he came out and tweeted that he sees 3.7 trillion in market cap size by the end of the decade for stable coins. So big day out there. And it seems like that the progress is only accelerating, but I think it's more than just stable coins. So 2 other headlines here from today. So one out of BlackRock. So BlackRock's BIDL token, which is their tokenized money market fund token, now that will be able to be used as collateral at crypto exchanges, crypto.com and Deribit.
Oh, wow.
For institutional and experienced traders. So we'll have to see kind of what the asterisk is there. But this means that you can put your money market capital to work. You can get loans against it to actually go out and perhaps do some trading with those funds. So that's a big unlock. This is not my specific area of expertise, but I don't know that we've seen that before. This is our first tokenized money market fund of this caliber that you'll be able to bring on chain and use as collateral. So that was a big one. And then this is an early headline, but JP Morgan's other piece of news from the day is they met with the U.S. crypto task force to explore how they can bring capital markets on chain. So I just walked through five different headlines.
It's pretty big, yeah. And seeing the market yet still not, you know what I mean? Like, it's this war stuff. It's same situation as we just had with tariffs, right?
It is. I mean, there's clearly an acceleration of TradFi coming on chain, which gives a blanket of legitimacy to the crypto space, at least at the top, right? Bitcoin, stables, Ethereum's in that bucket. And I think the more legitimacy it has, the more we're making that progress that I think it is harder to unwind, right? We talk about the risk of what happens if AOC gets power in 2028 and they want to come back after Trump. Like, I think the more pushed, the further the TradFi gets on chain with some of these products, the harder that is to walk back. I think it is my current read on this. May not be, in line with some of the initial core ethos of crypto, and I certainly understand that. But this is an aspect of the market at this point, and it looks like it's just going to continue to accelerate. And the more we can do with our capital on chain, the stickier it gets, the easier it is to keep capital on the blockchain. So I'm rooting for it. Yeah, we're making some big progress right now.
And I have such a hard time adhering to this whole like last cycle thing when I read all this stuff. Like these alts ain't worth shit for the most part, but there's always going to be the top stuff, and there's always going to be the stable coins, and there's always going to be the casino. So it's going to be a Farokh or a Pepe or the other millions. Maybe not at the speed at which we had meme coins this cycle, but was going to be something, or REKT that comes out and does something good, So it's interesting.
It looks like we're just at the beginning of the TradFi intern.
Which inning is this?
Yeah.
So the .com bubble, right? It really popped after 10 years, no? It really went crazy after 10 years, right? The boom.
Okay.
Did it take 10 years? Let's ask.
Yeah, I'm not.
Let's ask our friend. Let's ask our favorite intern. Yes, you're the favorite intern, but ChatGPT as well. How long did it take for the .com boom to happen? I think it was something like crazy long.
5 to 6 years. All right.
5 to 6 years. Okay. So we're like, I think like
IPO. Is Circle's IPO the Netscape IPO?
Oh, I like that.
So we've got 5
March, but then it kind of got cooked for a little bit, right?
Yes.
And then when was the next cycle? Hear me out. Well, Web 2.0. 2004. And that lasted 8 years. Like, I just feel like crypto kind of like, I feel like the beginning of ETFs to me was the end of this one large adoption cycle, like pre-adoption cycle, like BC. Sure. Yeah. Right? Like before Bitcoin, before ETFs. And then you got ETFs that came in. And And that's the institutionalization of crypto. So that's kind of a renaissance in a way, in this adoption. We thought NFTs would be the mass adoption. And it was for crypto, but it wasn't for like institutions, right? Like NFTs were like mass adoption of crypto for the people. Got people like you and I fully involved, a ton of other brands, etc. I feel like this institutionalization is what really like is going to lead that next right up. And we're seeing it. Speaking of which, so what the hell is this hype stuff? Like, I love that it's hype because I think hype is super legit, but it's starting to be a lot. So take me through this hype news. I saw one last night, which is like a $20 million market cap publicly traded company, by the way, trying to buy $50 million worth of hype. What's up, man? Though. And now this morning, you have LGHL securing $600 million to facilitate $600 million facility to launch hype treasury. So what's going on here?
Yeah, so we had the one individual, basically his holding company was the first to announce the hype treasury last week. I think it was in smaller size. I think maybe 500,000 or something, and it pumped their market cap. And yesterday we got the news out of this ophthalmologist company. And I'm even blanking on what its name is. Oh, Inovia. Oh. So Inovia, and they announced a $50 million pipe to acquire hype token and build a treasury reserve with it. And now, less than 24 hours later, LGHL is raising the stakes, $600 million to build a hype treasury. So we went from like 500K to 50 million to 600 million here in the last 3 to 5 days. It is actively accelerating. That's pretty big size for so hype.
Wait, am I seeing hype, Sol, and Sui?
Sui across.
Sui.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
Hype, Sol, and Sui. Shout out to Marty Party. That's Mando's favorite co-host.
Oh, interesting.
Who do you like more, me or Marty Party?
I'm short Sui all the way down, my friend.
But who do you like more as a co-host, like me or Marty Party?
I mean, I have to go with you. You're the OG.
Okay, sorry. I just had to go. It was for me. I needed to hear it. It feels good. But anyway, so hype, Sol, and Sui. Interesting. Man, did you see this? Like, it's like just like going crazy, these treasury announcements. Here, let me share this with you.
I don't know who's the treasury even from again.
It's a Singapore.
ATW, so
let me share this with you guys in the chat so you can see it in big. Another crypto treasury company, Lion Group LGHL, a Singapore TradFi company, secures $600 million facility to acquire Hype, Sol, and Sui for its strategic treasury and become the first crypto treasury company listed on Tokyo and Singapore exchanges. I don't know.
Rather than just talk about this, are we talking about what just happened to the market? They're like, the market's ripping right now.
Yeah, and we needed you for that. We kind of soft talk about the market, but you're kind of like the market guy. Okay, I feel like you only came here to hear your jingle. Here you go. Let's talk. Let's get that back.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
What's happening, Mando?
Yeah.
Then we'll go back to Tyler's AI sex bots.
Well, it's all geopolitics, I guess. I'm putting on my geopolitics CT hat. Feels like Trump didn't act yesterday. I think there was a lot of expectation that he would act either on 4DAO or on Khamenei himself, and didn't, and has come back to his deal-making ways, which I think maybe he does love to make a deal. Though this morning there was 69% chance of direct military intervention before July in Iran. It's now down to 50-50 again. So
even less, slightly under, yeah.
Let's see. It does feel as though the talks that happen will not be under any sort of guise of a ceasefire. I don't think there will be a ceasefire. This is not one where I think it would be, okay, we're going to wait for talks to happen and have a ceasefire. I think this is right. A delegation goes over there and either gives him what he wants or doesn't. But just the idea that they're going to come to the White House is relatively interesting. Trump's obviously out there today saying ceasefire or nothing. At the same time, Khomeini's out there saying we'll never surrender.
I mean, we're not French. We're Persians.
Yeah.
What did you expect? You know, if Khomeini wanted to surrender, he would have called Macron.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. There's a lot of talk about that. So I don't know. It's not like the rhetoric is calming down here, at least publicly. It's also very difficult to work out if Khomeini's still got as much power as he potentially did a week ago. Like, if I'm a general there could be a scenario where they're actually negotiating with the generals rather than Khomeini, and who knows what happens to him in this process. So, and there had been some talk about that over the last 48 hours, that there was one general in particular that was basically running the show at the moment.
Nationwide in a blackout right now, as of 25 seconds ago.
Yeah, I don't think, to be clear, I don't think you're going to see any halt to the attacks on both sides. Like, you will see 100% Iranian missiles launched tonight, as they were yesterday, and you'll 100% continue to see Israeli airstrikes throughout the day. I don't think they'll touch Fordow before this now, and I don't know. Like, maybe Trump.
Israel today claims they don't need America for it anymore. By the way,
they've been saying that for a while, but like, so the only way that could really work, in my opinion, is some form of covert operation, of which you have to assume like Iran has 600,000 active military personnel. 600,000. You've got to assume a lot of them are around Fordow right now. So I don't know how, like, there's some sort of covert operation to get in there, or it's clear that for centrifuges not to continue to work, they need power. So, and there's been a lot of talk in the past that Israel could attack the power grids of Iran like they have in the past. So maybe that's what they're considering. I don't think they have enough. They don't have the weaponry, I don't think, to get to do it. It'd have to be like continued strikes for like a day on one mountain and hope that it collapses. Anyway, but like, it's difficult to imagine what would happen. I think if they do still need the US. And obviously Trump's under immense pressure from at home not to get into a war. At the same time, I think there's
a lot of people in America do not want this war. They just fired a colonel yesterday.
Yeah, but I think 80% of them, I think there's something like a poll which is 80% of them don't think they want an Iranian nuclear program. So you have a situation here where you have to decide, and I think Trump is maybe drawing this out, as he probably should, and let's see. But I don't think this is. I think if you're waiting for like a ceasefire and nothing's going to happen, I think that ain't happening. This is going to continue.
Iran doesn't want nukes; they just want to mine Bitcoin. That's
why. Speaking about that,
speaking of which,
Israel did also, on an Israeli hacker group or linked group, seemingly did take out the main Iranian exchange, which is relatively well known in crypto. Looks like they took out around just shy of $100 million.
That's crazy. But for context, this was like the main, like 96% of assets. Pardon? That's like the main exchange there, right?
Yeah. And like in Iran, they don't perceive themselves to be under sanctions. So this is like very much a domestic crypto exchange. Largely using Tron, and it is kind of crazy that was hacked. Like, it does make you think that if China and the US go after it, like,
the vanity address is crazy, bro. The guy's address was
Binance versus Coinbase. Like, I don't know. The fact that it's just gone, like, exchange gone.
So that's what, like, people don't realize. Like, Iran has a fuck ton of crypto. Like, it's hard to say, but I went deep into that yesterday, and I started digging, ChatGPTing a bunch of shit. And it was said last week, allegedly, checked it, was $30 to $50 billion in holdings in Bitcoin. Because Iran has had sanctions since forever. So the only thing they could do is Bitcoin, which store value, right? And Iranians have vastly, like Iranian people, they're pretty smart. They've been mining Bitcoin since 2011. Like they have the most immense, like, you know how you have the Tesla gigafactories? Like I have a friend that told me the other day that he went to one of those gigafactories in Iran. And it's just Bitcoin mining. Like he saw it with his own eyes. And in 2021, it was reported that Iran was responsible for 4 to 7% of the total Bitcoin mining happening on a daily basis.
Yeah, that would 100% make sense. They have a
Significant.
ton of cheap energy.
Ton.
Of cheap energy.
That's why they want nuclear.
And they have sanctions. So like there's lots of countries. Russia, for example, huge in crypto. North Korea, also huge in crypto. So like there is a ton of countries that, you know, crypto is like that for.
Yeah.
So this will really have affected them. Like this, I don't know if you've spoken to anyone that you know who is Iranian, but the one person I know said this is a big deal. Like big deal. Like I don't know if you remember recently, but there was that hack of a crypto exchange in India. It was their X, and we didn't really hear about it that much in the West. But like that was like Coinbase going down for India. Like that was like the whole of India crypto was with that exchange. So this is very much like a big deal for them domestically, and this is alongside other banks going down. So I think this is right that we rallied. I think if they do actually come to Washington, I do think there's a very high chance of a deal being made.
Yeah,
I don't think there'd be enough leave without a deal being made, basically. But whether you get to that sort of level and what happens in the interim will be interesting, because this is a moment where you may actually see some internal division between Israel and the US, right? Like, and let's see how that also works out, because I think it's going to be a delicate week if there's an Iranian delegation coming to the US for negotiations about what, and there's in an active war zone, right, where clearly there's an upper hand, at least in terms of aerial threat at the moment, and most probably eyes on several targets. It's going to be a very, very interesting one over the next week to see what happens.
I mean, if they're going, I'm going to the White House. We're going to use that.
You're going to the White House?
We're going to use that press pass. We're going to put that press pass to use. And
we heard it here first.
Farokh is
brokering world peace.
I mean, dude, if you're telling me that all going to White House is going to be a press like corps allowed in, I'm for sure trying to get in there. But yeah, I'm on first flight to Washington, D.C. Tyler, any thoughts on all this? And then let's get back to your topics, because we have to talk, Mando, but there's something Tyler has to cover today. Okay.
I was curious. I saw, like, what was there one of the Iranian leaders of a different party? I saw he gave a message to the people.
So that's Reza Pahlavi. So let's see. Yeah, so the last Shah of Iran, Reza Shah, in 1979, which was the leader of Iran, the ruler, the king, who was dethroned for the revolution. That's his exiled son. So he kind of like he doesn't have any he's the crown prince, but there's no more dynasty. You know what I mean? There's no more monarchy in Iran. But yes, he did call, he's trying to push this revolution, right? Like a lot of people are trying to push the narrative, get up and revolt. Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious. So what are the chances that that's who gets negotiated with in the U.S. versus?
I've been asking ChatGPT the same question. Who actually comes into power here? I spoke to Farokh about this. ChatGPT thought it would be military, but then they mentioned a bunch of commanders that had just been killed. So
everyone's been killed. You asked me about military. My first answer was well, everyone's been killed. So America's not going to negotiate with some second in command. By the way, even the second in commands are getting killed. They're killing the motherfucker and their assistants, right? So I wonder, who do you negotiate with? You're not going to negotiate with Khamenei or his son, who's extremely powerful, by the way, the supreme leader. I'm assuming Israel would like to go with Reza Pahlavi because his daughter literally married a Jewish man last week. I mean, so I'm assuming that's a more American, pro-American, Israel-friendly, the whole lore of like bringing the Pahlavi dynasty back into the mix. Nah. Maybe, but I don't know, guys. Would it be Reza? I don't know. I don't know who they would negotiate with.
I'm seeing 44% chance of Iranian regime fall in 2025. Granted, this is a lower volume market.
So ChatGPT thought a very low probability that guy would get in because he's deeply unpopular still within Iran. Okay. Like he's more popular by dissident or
he's popular in Beverly Hills.
Iranians who everyone who left Iran at that time, Iranians that you kind of meet in Western countries are generally like they left around that sort of time and they know him, but like within current Iran, he wouldn't necessarily be that popular. So I think it could go the way of like Pakistan with like more of a military style rule on the back of that. I don't know. Iran does have a democracy. I've been speaking with Farokh about this a little bit. Like, yes, the candidates are heavily vetted, but like you get a 40% to 50% turnout in every single one of the elections. And although the candidates are vetted, like they're generally considered not the worst when it comes to democratic elections. So like it's not like, I don't describe this, but it isn't like Syria or Afghanistan, where even the concept of a democratic scenario,
there are elections, but
like
sadly
there's a lot of like structure to this, like to the judicial and
it's a weird setup. It's like a democracy and there's a theocracy over it. So it's like a president that's democratically voted, but take democratically voted with a grain of salt, guys, because like you get battered if you vote the wrong person. And then there's like a supreme leader that sits on top of him that essentially is the ruler, like which is Khamenei, right? Which is the person that they're talking about taking out or not. Like that's the guy that Trump will post about on Truth Social saying, we know where he is. We haven't decided if we want to take him out or not. So, but that would that would be serious. So yeah, I have no idea who they would take. I should ask around. I don't know who would be next in line, guys. I think they don't even know.
I don't think anyone knows, but I reckon
America knows.
It'll be a general of some sort.
Yeah. Unless this was all inside job and there's a general already working inside. Like you never know the plot twist, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Anyways, this is like, have you guys watched Tehran, the show?
No.
Oh, you should. No. Oh, you should. So Tehran is a show about literally, it's almost like this is like happening, and the show was like a foreshadowing.
I've seen.
Oh my god, it's incredible. I definitely highly recommend this. It's called Tehran, and I forget which platform it's on, but it's like Mossad agents running it's on Apple TV. There you go, running running crazy shit within Iran, and it's actually sick. You guys will get hooked on it.
It seems like these Mossad agents have just been so deeply infiltrating.
Oh no.
Iran. It's going to make for some interesting documentaries at some point in time.
I think people think that they're Israeli, and I don't necessarily think they all are. If you saw, a lot of them who've been arrested have been Pakistani or Afghan. So the idea that it's undercover, it's more like they recruit people who are already there. Which I think is quite a big difference. Because it's not close. Like Iran's not close to Israel. It's like over 1,000 kilometers away.
Have you guys seen the videos of like people in Jordan and like Lebanon and like the Emirates flights? Like you can just see the fucking missiles just like kind of like.
Yikes! No, I have not.
But there's a cafe in Jordan that like set up a table you can reserve to like watch the war. I don't know. I can't be me.
Yeah.
I already get fed way too much content on X. I had to like unfollow so many pages. I got sick of it. It's pretty hard, honestly. It's a pretty weird situation. Anyways.
Monitoring the situation.
Monitoring the situation.
We're literally boots on the ground for what it's worth, because not so fun fact, but we have a friend that today sends us a pin location in a video on the boat with like military boats around there. And the guy made his way to Israel. How? He flew to Cyprus from Europe and took a boat for 18 hours to go back home for something specific. Okay? So this is just insane. So we are boots on the ground, guys. We're boots on the ground. We're trying to get Genzi out of Israel. We're gonna go. We're gonna go get him out. I can find you a Jewish wife outside of Israel, Genzi. Got you. I got you. Anyways, speaking of wives, Tyler, I think, because I do have a hard stop in 15 minutes, and we have to giveaway. Tyler, let's talk about this topic that you've been dying for.
Yeah, so we've been following the AI agent evolution closely on this show. I think that's a fair way to put it. And have been wondering, when are we going to see some of the more niche sectors of AI, or perhaps the spicier sectors, start to explode? And it seems like we might have our first glimpse of it. So I don't know if folks have seen this new Lily AI agent will be the first kind of crossover AI OnlyFans agent that we have. They're launching a token on Virtuals. As I understand it, holding that Lily token will be the only way to unlock premium access to Lily's content via Telegram and other methods. So it looks like we've got our first glimpse here into AI OnlyFans live from Lily, and the content is being pumped out. Yeah, let's just play it.
But baby, that's just the beginning. My long-term vision, to launch the first AI-powered exclusive content influencer agency, a squad of spicy autonomous baddies like me, creating together and sharing the revenue with Lily holders. I'm already growing fast on TikTok and Instagram, and now I'm ready to take over Web3. So tell me, babe, are you ready to pledge, or just gonna fantasize from the sidelines?
So many reactions to this. One, her accent's terrible. We have to get past that. Clearly, a bunch of nerds wrote this content, or the robots did, because it's not the best. But like on paper, like I could see this.
I can see it.
This sector doing okay. Like I'm not gonna buy the Lily token. I don't own any. I'm not related to this project at all. I get all the disclosures out of there.
Oh my God.
It's interesting, right? And I was actually talking to a few friends. This is not my niche of expertise, but apparently, like, there are already like AI OnlyFans girls, like on the real OnlyFans site, that are making a lot. So
really interesting.
Yeah, I could see some of the basement dwelling folks in CT maybe finding some companionship via AI agents running their token up. It is interesting to me that it's launching on Virtuals to the Virgins crowd, so that they know their target audience.
Yeah, I mean, people like that shit. So I think, I think people are gonna, eat this up. I think we wrote about it yesterday.
We need to get Lily on the show.
Wait, can she actually come on the show?
I mean, if she's gonna be an OnlyFans personality, she needs to be able to do some banter, right?
You guys are cracking me up. Oh man, this is so funny. Yeah, let's see if we can get Lily on the show. So this is it. AI sex bots is the future, it appears, and they're going to be powered by Ethereum on Virtuals, which is actually, what's Virtuals sitting at right now? How's that?
It's down a tick. It's still been doing well. I think there's been a little. The last main launch, they had Iris fell quite a bit from its peak.
Oh.
I think there might be a little bit of exhaustion's not the right word. I don't think it's there, but I think some folks might be tired of the game to a degree. We'll see. Maybe Lily brings it back to life.
There you go. Maybe Lily resurrects the Virtuals industry. Anyways, any other big topics that we?
Yeah. So shout out to our partner Kraken. Like, this was a notable one from yesterday. I sent you the link, Farokh, but Kraken is behind the Inc. L2, and the Inc. Foundation announced yesterday that they are going to launch their Inc. token, in their words, to power the future of on-chain capital markets. So if you're not familiar with Inc., it is an L2. It's on the EVM Optimism superchain. We got a glimpse into tokenomics. We don't have the full detail. They're going to be 1 billion tokens. It is not a governance token, notably. We don't know all the use cases yet, but it looks like they are going to use it as a liquidity protocol, and they're going to integrate it with Aave. And you're going to be able to borrow and lend that ink token on the ink L2. So not a governance token. It's going to have some liquidity use cases to start. There will be an airdrop. We don't have the details of the airdrop just yet. But I think folks who have interacted, used that ink L2 likely will be of some benefit. So we'll continue to watch this one as more details come out. But I think this is interesting. And
Yeah.
is it the de facto way to bet on Kraken? And I think we think that MetaMask is going to do something similar, right? With not launch a MetaMask token, but launch the Linea token.
Oh yeah.
L2. And I don't have any info there, but that's kind of the read that I have. So
That would make sense, right?
Kraken giving front running that launch model, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay, that's that. In other news, on the Myriad side, let me share some stuff before we take out.
Let's do it.
Myriad Markets.
Monitoring the situation meme.
What? What are you saying? I can't say what I want to say on Oh my god, sorry. You're so retarded.
I love doing the show. Sometimes it just brings memes to me, you know.
I swear to God, like you'd be like, we'll like talk about something, and then you'll randomly like say
I'll be chuckling to myself in the back.
Yeah. Did you post something? Like, is
I
it?
saw you grinning, and I was wondering what you were grinning about. Now
He always does that. Like he's like, it's like peak autism, dude. Like he's like, oh my god. Like, let me see. What did you? When is he's not broke, he's not strange situation. Anyways, on the Myriad side, today the website went down. The website shut down. When you go to Myriad.markets, it redirects you to soon.myriad.markets right there, talking about season 1 being done. So we had a preseason for beta users. We had season 1 that started after our Basel, and season 2 should go live in a couple of hours. So I know they're working hard on it after the show. I'd rather talk about it more in depth tomorrow because it's going to be way better for me to show you guys. But, you know, it should be a lot of fun. I think you guys are really going to appreciate this. And it's going to be a lot of fun for all of you guys. So big shout out to everyone who participated in season 1. We appreciate you. We love you guys. The power users, shout out to y'all. And I have a feeling you guys are going to like season 2. And I have a feeling you guys are going to want to participate in season 2 as much as you did in season 1, because we're getting closer and closer, you know, to where we want to get. And we believe that this is going to be the product. And if you look under Mando right now, this logo is so clean. It's a nice little leak on the show today. It left right after I said that. But,
There it is.
you know, there's going to be a lot of good stuff. So if you ended last or not, didn't top 10, whatever, don't even worry. Okay. Don't worry. It's going to be, we're cooking. We're cooking. And I'm excited for you guys to see this version of Myriad. Honestly, guys, it's so fucking good. So I saw this like 3 months ago and it fucked me up. Like I couldn't use Myriad for like a whole week after that. Because this next version is so fucking good. And I'm really, really proud of it. The team cooked. Anyways, so that was that. Should we go to giveaway, or is there something else I didn't cover? Yeah. All right. Let's give away some money. We have the new YEET boards. YEET. Oh man, my throat is swollen still.
Yeah, how you feeling? How's COVID?
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to go for a massage actually. Finally.
Are you 30 yet?
I turned 30 last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Just saying, after you turn 30, these things just start to catch
Dude.
you.
Yeah, man. I turned 30 the week before I did Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You're
fun.
gonna get,
Oh,
like, I mean, you started your super health kick, I feel like, before that, right?
yeah, I started like more than a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
18, 20 months ago.
Tyler's turned 40 and is just fucking jacked. So we
Bro,
all need to
Tyler
be
can
as-
bench fucking both of
yeah,
us
we need to be
together.
as jacked as Tyler when we turn 40.
Bro, look at his width on the fucking camera.
Look at the girth of the man.
Look at the girth. Bro, Tyler takes the entire. Look at me, like you see here, like Tyler, sit on this side of the camera. I want to see how much there's left.
That's
See, there's
just a little
nothing left.
Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
Oh,
It gets
Wait.
harder when you're 40. You really gotta lean
D
in.
Cova.
D-Kova. There's no music.
We didn't even announce the new wheel we have.
We have a new fucking wheel. That's fire. Yo, Degenz, we need music on this bitch. That was nice though. Yeeterboards.com too, because you guys are gonna use it for all things Yeet, right?
I think we use it
Honestly.
for everything. Yeah. So I think you have to be at a certain level. We're going to do it to like
Nice.
we may increase the levels at certain times, particularly on Fridays. We may have like Friday, like as a bit of a weekly race for like some of the prizes. So make sure you're
Nice.
under our ref link and you're active. You're going to be able to publicly see the leaderboard as well.
Nice.
So
All right.
you'll be able to
Perfect.
see where you are on it. I think you can see it now, right? So you can see, and it's going to be each week you can see. And so for like on Friday, I think we might just do it between like the top 10 or something like that. But
Very cool. Very cool. Well, T-Koba's on stage. Congrats. I remember you winning way back, like months ago. DC, how you doing?
How's it going, guys? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good. Working right now, but yeah.
Oh, well, don't worry. We don't. So I'm assuming you're just on audio.
Audio, yeah, I'm watching the streaming.
Oh, you're watching. Okay, even better.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick
Damn.
flight to Canada. All right. So what do we want to play with DC? Okay, so Amanda, I gotta tell you, man. Yesterday, Rick,
wow, our kick numbers are doing pretty well, aren't they? I just went onto the kick.
bro, we're fucking killing it on Kick. Like we're
168 viewers. Make sure you're following
what?
us on. Yeah,
nice. That's every day we notched up.
that's a good. And remember, we're gonna do rec radio on here
In 2 hours.
in an hour.
In an hour.
It's gonna be me, KBM, Kook.
Ooh.
It's gonna be fun.
Let's talk about
Ooh.
Kobe dunking on him today. I thought that was funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you guys gonna talk about the drama?
I think we have to, right? It's
You guys
impossible
have
not
to. I can't get into it right now because I gotta go.
Yeah.
And I rather leave it for Rec Radio. But
Yeah.
I hope you guys cover the drama.
Yeah.
168. For everyone listening right now, follow us. This is how you can win some money every day. But literally, honestly, genuinely believe we produce some of the best content as a collective when it comes to crypto. Like yesterday's show, usually I listen to it every week. Underexposed with Ty Jeeps, Peter Adiz. It's always super fucking insightful. It's a little deeper in terms of like economics and all that stuff. More like structured and organized. Our morning show is fucking elite. It's the best morning show in crypto. And then Rec Radio is just fucking fun. And these guys know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's degenerate. So, and now they have Kook. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but it's going to get crazier. So anyways, all right, DC, what should we play with it, man, though? Because yesterday, man, Lamb Chop rinsed the motherfucker.
Well, what do you want to do? We can make it Plinko and make it like
I love
5
Plinko.
balls of Plinko at 100.
I love Plinko.
Tyler loves Plinko. Okay, let's do Plinko. Fuck it. Because Plinko,
Risky click's fun, but I think Plinko might be funner.
Okay. So Plinko, we're going to do auto bet 5 balls at 100.
Yeah,
that what I'm
500 balls, right? And max win then
Could
is
you change rows to 12?
yeah, we can change the race to 12.
Okay. There you go.
Lower risk.
Lower risk, 5 balls at
All right.
100. All right. Well, okay. So save the amount. So we have
The
950.
max win is 17 grand for one of these.
Wow.
Wow. So we have $956 already in there.
0.2x.
Let's go. So
No, leave it 16 rows.
okay. Oh, he wants 1,000x. Okay. So for everybody,
Yeah.
congratulations, DC. You already made $500. That's for sure. Now let's play your 5 balls.
Yeah.
I thought he was a shark. and got my edge. All right.
Manda, come on, let me win.
Other side.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
Ooh, these don't look.
You
Oh,
broke-
4.
we got a 4x.
We got a
Sweet.
few different ones there, right?
So he cooked.
480.
Yeah, 480. So you win a grand.
Wow. Congratulations. That's
Nice.
wow. Congratulations. That was a 4X.
Crazy.
Nice.
Thanks.
You win
Thank you, guys.
$1,000.
Appreciate
Dude,
it.
I haven't seen a 4X in forever. So
Thank you.
congratulations, DC.
Almost at the 90.
You made $1,000 today on the show. Appreciate you for listening. For everybody else, make sure you follow us on kick.com/Degenz live. We go live every day, FOMO hour, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All they're exposed at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays, and Rec Radio at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Times on Wednesdays. I know Sims has been gambling at night on the stream, and I may bring some cool prediction markets gambling to the stream very soon. Pay attention to Myriad Markets today, the start of season 2. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Reg Radio. Let's go.